mentioned the offensive install when you first started talking there. So what exactly do you mean by that? Like the offense now is completely in, so it like you kind of slowly but surely putting it along?
Yeah, so the main principles and like obviously every week they're going to have different game plans and all that stuff, but the main techniques, the fundamentals, the concepts, the pass protections, the run plays, the pass plays, the way that it all meshes together, and then how they vary off of it during the season.
This is what you call
really
a plant question.
It doesn't steer away from the install and the principles
this is
that
the
they
setup
teach,
question.
but the foundation of the offense is now in place, and all the situations, the no huddle stuff.
He doesn't really care about
things
that
that just
answer.
kind of overload you.
He cares about this
trying to
answer.
figure it out as you go. But
Next.
So they're in, and now it's just a chance for them to just continue to repeat.
Is that why? I mean, Zach had a really good practice that first one open to the fans. Since then, it's from obviously just watching on the side, not knowing exactly what you guys are calling or looking for. I mean, it's been rougher as of late. Is that one of the reasons because it's kind of been installing every day? For most rookies, especially on the offensive side, but for everyone, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It is what it is. There's just a lot of things that happen. I mean, there's a reason why being a rookie is hard in this league. There was a Hall of Famer yesterday that was inducted in that had a 71 quarterback rating his rookie year. It's not easy to play quarterback in this league as a rookie, especially
it's embarrassing.
But it is going to get worse before it gets better. But he's at that point now where he's going to be able to stack up days, and we got all the utmost confidence in him and his ability to figure out the mistakes and correct them and get to a better place.
What things should he start doing better as you go through the preseason? What are you looking for, like this week in particular?
Just be comfortable in the offense, understanding exactly, seeing coverages, seeing different things. He's got to see it all, and the more he sees, the more reps he gets, the more comfortable he's going to get, and that's really the biggest thing. He is sharp. He'll talk through it all. He knows exactly where people are supposed to line. He's very fluid in the huddle. He's got great command. He can correct people on the field. And now it's just a matter of getting reps and giving him opportunities to absorb all the different things that he can see from the other side of the ball, and also just getting good timing with his receivers. So he's fine. He's gonna be just fine. And like I said, there's a process that he's got to go through.
Is there a concern there, though, Robert? I don't want to beat the dead horse again, but is there some concern that when things do go wrong for Zach, when it's in a game or in a practice, like when he goes off to the side, there's not that much experience both in the quarterback room, both offensive coordinator, first-year offensive coordinator, first-year quarterbacks coach. Like, is there some concern, especially in a game with Mike up top, like that there's no one really there that's done it before to be able to kind of bring him back in?
No, Mike LaFleur's done it before, so when he does come to the sideline,
it's embarrassing.
The scrimmage, when I was talking to you guys about the scrimmage,
it's just embarrassing.
Mike is now working with the twos, and he's sitting there and he is having, and Rob's working with the twos.
We're 0-4.
There was no, all right, let's go over the series, and just run over, let's go through things. There was none of that
being outscored like 35-7 every game.
The game's going to be different. He's going to have conversations with Rob. They're going to be able to go over. There was no iPads
and that guy. I like him. He's not that bad.
So that part of the game experience wasn't there for him. He had to fix it on his own. He'll have Rob, who's fantastic. He'll have Mike, who's been through it, and he's been able to watch the best do it. And so that part of the experience part, I'm not very concerned about that one. No.
On Zach, he said the other night that he needs to do a better job of making good decisions or better decision making. What does that process look like for a guy at his stage, and how do you kind of see that he's making progress on it?
You'll see it in the comfort of the offense. You're going to see it in his comfort of plays. The more reps he gets, the more comfortable he'll get, and the quicker and better decisions he'll make. And it wasn't that he was making bad decisions. He made a couple bad decisions, and he knows. You can go 47 of 50 with 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, but if 3 of those incompletions are interceptions, it doesn't matter. You're probably going to lose. And so he understands that, and he made a lot of great decisions in the scrimmage. It doesn't show because of the stats, but he is on track, and he's getting better every day, and he's getting more and more comfortable with what's being asked of him. But this is the middle of training camp when everything is just on your shoulders, and you've been the entire offense has everything on its shoulders, and now it's just a matter of taking these reps, taking these fundamentals, and working your way through so you can catch up to what the defense is right now, which is being on repeat.
Way back when a little bit, but I remember when the Texans drafted Carr, I think his first preseason game, he played every snap. Like, he played basically the whole game, and he was going to be the team starter. Would you consider doing that with Zach, like giving him that much experience?
I don't know about that, because there's still other guys that need to showcase, and there's still quarterbacks there with Mike. No, I wouldn't consider that. I'm sorry.
No.
Not the
Idiot. No, no.
showcase, and there's not the.
Last one. About the Peyton Manning Hall of Fame, the 71 quarterback rating.
I don't know. You know what? I'm sure somewhere in the back of his mind, maybe he saw it or not. But Troy Aikman. I can go through a laundry list of guys who've got to wear that gold jacket. That it's not easy, but we have tremendous hopes for him, and he's gonna be just fine. So.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
You know, I have to be honest with you. I was going to do like a whole joke thing, like, pretend I was calling my son saying, oh my God, I think they're going to cut Zach Wilson. But after listening to that, I just hope Saleh doesn't think that the fan base is that stupid. You know what? That's disrespectful. I don't think they're not stupid. They're not. But when you're going that far for a reach, in a green and white game, okay? After these same guys have sat there in practice and watched him, not on 7-7s, 11-on-11s, pick the defense apart, play really, really well. They've seen him play really, really well. And again, Saleh is a dead against 7-on-7s. He wants 11-on-11. He wants to show Zach everything. And to ask those questions, you just wonder where, I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I'm baffled. I was shocked. And nothing they do surprises me. It really doesn't. And again, there's one guy there I really, I like, I enjoy. I watch all his stuff. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you'd go for that kind of reaction. I just don't understand it, They're the first ones. They're the first ones to say things like, coming to New York, it's a lot of pressure. And then they're the first ones looking to tear a guy apart, like really question things. You go back over the history of the NFL, and let's face it, starting rookies is something that's happened in the last decade, pretty much, right? But the quarterbacks that, for the most part, that have really sort of shined their first year are guys basically that have like a run pass mentality. They're basically first option guys. They check. This is their rookie season. Some of them have improved since then, but their option one is not there and run. And they've had some success. But a guy like Zach who can run, of course we know he can run with the ball, but is a passer. He wants to pass first. And if these guys, what worries me is that this is, the Jets can actually go 10-7 this year. They can. And still, Zach might have a little bit of a rough year at times. I mean, a really rough year at times. If their defensive line and their defense ends up being as good and they have a solid running game, it could still come down to where Zach is in a position where there's going to be criticism. But geez, go down the list of quarterbacks. Their first year I just cannot believe a green and white game. These guys show up at every single practice, and you can't get any information out of them whatsoever. You get more information out of Jet fans that are there reporting stuff, especially that Saturday night. You can't get any information from them whatsoever. And which makes you wonder really what the hell they're doing. That they can't give you a play-by-play, basically, of your Monday to Friday practices of, A, B, C, D. This is what basically happened. This is what I saw. You can't get anything from them. But let a guy struggle and then let it be your number 2 pick overall. And this is what you get, an absolute disaster. And again, I just hope Salah realizes that the fan base is ridiculously tough, very opinionated, has been through a lot of crap, but does not feel anything like that after a green and white game. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's embarrassing. It really, really is. It's embarrassing. And something tells me that throughout YouTube land and other places that there's going to be like a little bit of a swell over that press conference. That could not have sat well with a lot of people. Because I listen to these guys all the time and I just brush it off. They're just imbeciles. They're crazy. They're just, and I brush it off. I listened to this. I made a video. I couldn't wait. I had to make one immediately. I was sick to my stomach. I had to play the audio. I had a thing in my head. I swear I was going to do a thing after it was over. Like, oh my God, I was going to pretend I was calling my son. I think they're going to cut Zach Wilson. But then after I listened to it, I said, this is beyond that. This is like, you're screwing with somebody's career. You're playing with somebody's head that he's got to read this crap. And I'm sure the kid's tougher and he can put up with it. But I hope he realizes that the fan base doesn't feel like that after a green and white game. I hope he understands that the fan base doesn't feel like that at all after a green and white game. And quite honestly, if he threw 2 touchdowns and had a great day and completed 15 for 21, I wouldn't be sitting here bragging about it either. It is what it is. It was a green and white game. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Embarrassing. Okay, guys, have a good one.